August 1st, 2018. And I know for many of you who are going to be watching tonight or catching this recorded on YouTube, you know that today is my birthday. I have to say, as I wrote, I think earlier today or yesterday, that I don't consider myself to be that cool of a guy, but my birthday is certainly cool. August 1st just sounds cool. Christina, Andrea, Angel, Sherry, how are you doing tonight? How's everybody? Sherry, hello. So yeah, today is my birthday, and it's been a good one. It's been a good one. Thank you, Jana. I guess I'm going to be getting a lot of birthday wishes here. I just want to thank everybody. I'm not going to be able to thank all of you individually. We'll just spend the entire hour doing that. So I'm just going to send out a universal thank you to everyone who is going to wish me a happy birthday from now to the end of the program. Hello, Charmin. How are you doing? Charmin, I was thinking the time flies so fast. You know, that was now, 10 days to a week and a half since you had that meetup out there. The time just flies so fast. I have no idea where it goes. It's crazy. But what did I do today? It wasn't really that much of a different of a day today, although I got up and my dad and I went and shot our guns again this morning. We were the only guys there at the range. We took some video, but I didn't feel the need to post it this time around. I think when we went maybe 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, I posted some video. I didn't feel like I had to post anything again. So we went and did that. And then I came back and I worked on Friday's episode like I always do. And if you don't know how I kind of break that down, I started on Tuesday, do part of it, then work on a little bit on Wednesday, and then finish it up on Thursday. That's how I usually, break it all down. Thank you to everyone. Appreciate everybody that's wishing me happy birthday today. Thank you. I just then what do we do? Then I went to one of my favorite places to eat. My parents took me to one of my favorite places to eat, and that is Texas Roadhouse. And because I think my favorite food is steak, so we went there, had a good time. And unbeknownst to me, while I was parking the car, because I let my parents off right at the door to the place, and while I was parking, my mother let them know that it was my birthday. So about 3/4 of the way through the meal, like they do for special occasions at Texas Roadhouse, the servers there came over and did a little cheer, a little happy birthday type of thing for me. And when it started, I looked at my mother and I said, as I heard them start clapping, I started saying, "Mother, did you do something? Is there something that you did that I should know about?" And she goes, "Would I do something like that?" And she was like really serious. She really had me fooled. And then I find out absolutely that she did do that unbeknownst to me while I was parking the car. So they did this little happy birthday thing for me. And I felt like I was like 11 years old again. So there you go. We had a good time. It was good. It was good. So, yes, I turned 48 today, if you can believe it. If you can believe it. Everyone that's tuned in here, Lisa, Stephanie, Carrie, Susie, Tracy, Emily, who else is in here? Shelly, Charlie, Barb. Thank you to Lisa. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in tonight. Yeah, Carrie, yeah, my mom was very sneaky. She's she really, and I have to, yeah, is that a cheer? Is that quote unquote cheer? Stephanie, she was sneaky about it. She certainly was, because she knows that I'm not so much into that stuff, but she did it anyway. And it was fine. It was fine. It was good. So we had a good time. And then we got some ice cream on the way home. It was good. Toasted chocolate fudge, or toasted almond fudge, I think is what it was. And it was good. So that's what's going on today, August 1st. If you don't know, August 1st, 1970, when I was born, it was a Saturday, and I was born in the morning. But there was that's going on right now. I'm also hoping, and I have in my intro, that I hope you all checked out the triblive.com article from a few days ago, the disappearance of Marianne Verdecchia in Bloomfield, which is near Pittsburgh, suburb of Pittsburgh, in 1962. I thought it was a really good article. I think Stephen did a good job also interviewing Therese Rocco, who was the woman who worked that case back then. Rose to one of the highest positions in the police force. I guess well before maybe women were, a common sight in police, in police departments. She was out on the beat, and I thought that he did a really good job for that. I thought that I got to speak to her on the phone a few months ago. So I'm hoping you check that out, triblive.com. And, of course, being that I'm up here in Pennsylvania, I got to see the actual paper version of it. And then if you notice, there was an ad in there with my picture and Steven's picture in the classified section. There was that, which I didn't know was going to be in there, and I took a picture of that and posted it. So, that was interesting too. So there you go. And then, of course, I had my birthday today. So that was something else that I wanted to start out with. And also, I want to talk a little bit about the Nico Lisi poll. That once again, it seems that all of you, Sue says I'm a young puppy. I appreciate that, Sue. I really do. I have to admit that at 48 years old, I have to say that I don't really know how I really don't think like back to 20 years ago thinking, what am I going to feel like when I'm 48? I really, don't think that way. And right now I don't think about what I'm going to feel like at 68 years old. But I think for 48 years old, I feel very young. I think I can still do a lot of the same things I used to do many years ago. Of course, I play disc golf. And my body doesn't get too sore or anything like that. So I feel very fortunate that I'm able to do as much as I can, even though I know 48 maybe in a lot of circles is not considered to be very old. But I also look at it as if this is halfway, I'm going to be live to be 96 years old, and I don't think I'm going to be make it till 96. So maybe I'm like 2/3 of the way through my life or something like that. So Heather, you like the picture. Thank you. Very professional picture. That's nice of you to say. Wow, look at all these people with the same profile pics. Why is that, Shuri? Why is it that that's interesting? I know all of you who are like watching this on YouTube. You're wondering, what am I talking about? All of these, a lot of these people who are tuned in tonight and watching it, I'm seeing have like it's a birthday cake with Iron Maiden. I'm thinking that Shuri, did you put these people up to this? Is that what you did? Okay. That's hilarious. I thank you very much. Now I see why you sent me that message. Yeah, once again, for anybody who can't be seeing this right now, a lot of these profile pictures are the same. Now I'm just it's for me. I appreciate that. It's creepy. That's awesome. Whoever did this, I deeply appreciate. A lot of the people who are watching tonight, I'm now speaking to the people who can't see it. A lot of the people who are watching, and I'm seeing their profiles go by as they say things, have a Iron Maiden birthday cake with like the rock, symbol popping up through it. That is hilarious. That is awesome. That's very special. Sherry, you're not going crazy. You are seeing that right now. I'd really like to know how Shuri arranged all of this. I think it was you, Shuri, right? Right? Well, thank you very much. Dan, welcome joining in tonight. You're probably going to look at everybody's profile picture now and figure out what the heck is going on. But I want to continue. Thank you very much. That's going to be a little distracting from now on. Next year it's going to be George Strait. I don't think so, Sherry. I don't think so. Or maybe Angel. Did you do this? I'm just wondering who the instigator of this is. I want to put the blame or the credit, however you want to look at it, on the right person. So I appreciate that. That's funny. It's good. Yes. Well, okay. All right, Shuri. Thank you very much. That's very thoughtful of you. That's you definitely went out of your way to do that, and I deeply appreciate that. Thank you. That's very kind. That's really neat. That's really neat. Iron Maiden, you know, some of these listeners, they know me well. Iron Maiden, my #1 band of all time. Thank you. But I wanted to talk about Nico Lisi. And the poll that was out there that I put on the group with you saying that you thought that the heat got too much for these people to get rid of the truck, you know, before they could get rid of all of it. I have to say that, you know, it's just interesting that I have a totally different opinion on that. But that's why we do the programs, and we never know what the guests are going to get out of it. I am not you know, a know-it-all or anything like that. I have my theories like everybody else does. I think in that case, you know as much as I do. And it's interesting when my listeners come to a different conclusion than I have. I hope that eventually, Monica, we all know why they kept that truck for so long. I hope that that is something that we do find out eventually, because I think if we find that out, we'll find out what happened to Nico, and hopefully we'll find him. But that we differ on an opinion such as that is interesting to me. And I like it because it shows that you're just not a bunch of mindless automatons out there. As I've always said, you, the listeners, are intelligent. I present the facts, as many as I can find, or the listener or the guest presents the facts, and then you make a decision. And that's how we do it. And as you know, I do not try to stuff any sort of theories down your throat. I write about theories over on the Patreon blog privately, but for the episode, you all know that it's, you know, I believe in independent thinking. And so I think it's good that Monica gets to see what all of you think about the facts that she presented, and gets to hear a bunch of different opinions that, you know, we all don't have the same opinion. I think that's excellent. And I appreciate you all being so honest in the poll, you know, that I posted this past week. And of course, if you haven't voted yet, you can go right now in the discussion group and vote. Let's see. Hi, Angela says, hi from Burning Up, Oregon. Is it hot up there, Angela? Is that why you're saying that? Is it hot? Sue, I'm not sure what Monica thinks about that. You're more than welcome to ask her in the group. You're more than welcome to ask her. Tara, thank you for joining tonight. Good to see you. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join all of us in here. So I just wanted to pick that out because I think that's probably the first poll in a little while where you know, maybe my opinion differs from all of yours. And I want to point that out. But don't think that I'm disappointed by that. I'm actually enthused by it, and I want you to know that. Dee Dee, great to see Wonder Woman tonight. Angel, there's wildfires in Oregon. Okay, if you say so. Squirrel moments, the rest of the vlog. I have no idea what that means, Carrie. And Michelle, welcome to you tonight as well. I'm going to answer a question right now. And that is going to be, who's the first question going to be from? The first question is going to be a birthday question, and it's from Angel, who I see right here. She's the one that just said wildfires. Dee Dee, welcome tonight. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Tara. Lisa, good to see you. Angel asked me, what is my best birthday present of all time? That's a little hard to say, Angel, but I will tell you this. There are two birthdays that stick out to me now that I've had 48 of them. Probably the one that sticks out when I first saw you ask this question was my birthday in 1993, because on that day, August 1st of 1993, it must have been a Friday, Saturday night, or Sunday. Maybe it's a Friday. No. I went to the drag strip, and I used to be huge into drag racing. I had a Mustang GT that I used to drag race. And on my birthday in 1993, I won an entire event, and I won like $250. on my birthday. So that is a birthday that sticks out in my mind. And then probably the other birthday that really sticks out to me was the one I had in 2000. And at that point, I had worked at Star Trek The Experience for a little over 2 months. And of course, I was, as many of you now know, I was part of the cast there in Las Vegas. And most of my friends that I still have in Las Vegas are from working that job. And it was a great job for 4.5 years. But that would have been my first birthday that I celebrated there. And the cast sang me happy birthday on the bridge of the Enterprise, you know, one of the scenes that we had at the ride there at the Las Vegas Hilton. Of course, so I would have been, and it was also special because that was the year I was turning 30. Man, 18 years ago. That's incredible. But that's another one that kind of sticks out to me. So first winning $250 drag racing in 1993, and then 7 years later, having only worked at Star Trek for a couple months for the cast, you know, many of whom eventually became very good friends of mine, singing me happy birthday on the bridge on the day that I was working there. So those 2 days, birthdays, really stand out. I'd have to say, presents. I don't. You know, usually, you you get money and things like that. And don't get me wrong, it's all special. I'm very appreciative of all the gifts I've ever received over the course of my life for birthdays. But maybe just a couple experiences. The experiences are probably what I remember more than the gifts that you get. So those were 2 experiences that stick out to me on birthdays in my life, and now that I've had 48 of them. So Carrie says, wow, birthday, remember for sure. Allie Nagy, it's good to see you, Allie. Looking good for your age. Thank you. Thank you. Stu says, as far as Nico goes, of all the overdoses, especially Tennessee, what was the drugs of choice? Do we know if Jay used that house as a likely party spot? And did Jay OD there? Sue, you're more than happy to ask Monica in the group those questions. I'm sure if she knows those answers, she can give you those answers too. Off the top of my head, I don't know. So if you want to ask her in the group, I know Monica has been responding to listeners in the group since the episode came out last Friday. So I would urge you to ask her about that and get it right from the person who knows the most. Let's take another question. Sherry, I know you're in here too. That kind of answered your question. You asked me the ultimate birthday present. I think I've answered that already. Kelly, Kheli, she asked me if somebody knows that I mentioned that one of my favorite movies is The Incredibles. And yes, that's true. I'm a grown man, and I don't have any kids or anything, but I think the Pixar movies, I've always enjoyed them. I think they have great messages in them. I think they're well done. They're very creative. They really know how to tell a story. And The Incredibles is one of my favorite movies. And so Kelly, Kheli, asked me what I thought of Incredibles 2. I thought it was very good. I'm not sure if it was as good as the first one. I think that the first one had more of a long-standing message about being special and, with the responsibility that people with special powers have. If they have the ability to do things, they should be doing them. But I thought the second one was still very, very good. I just saw that it's now made over $1 billion worldwide. I think that that's indicative of how good it is. But I still don't know if it's as good as the first one. I give the first one an A+. I would give Incredibles 2 probably, I would say like an A-, B+, and I'm grading it on the Pixar scale, which is very difficult. So Kelly, if you're going to be watching, I don't know if I see you in here now, but if you watch this later on YouTube or on Facebook, you'll see the answer. So I liked it. I really liked it, but I don't know if it left as lasting an impression on me as the first one did. Tara says that cake your mom made looked incredible. It was good, especially the peanut butter icing, Tara. Especially. Okay, let's go to a little bit of news. Just a couple things that I want to talk about. Did you see? I guess we were right. I think it was last week that we talked about the murder of this cardiologist, Mark Hosknecht. He was a doctor who worked on George Herbert Walker Bush, former president, 41st president. And then he got murdered here, when was it? Not quite a month ago. And we had talked about that on this show maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, and we said that it looked like it was a targeted shooting. It turns out that I think we're right, that they are now looking for a guy's name is Joseph Pappas, Pappas, and the police believe that he has been holding a 20-year grudge against that cardiologist because Joseph Pappas's mother died in this doctor's care 20 years ago. So 1998. And the guy has been waiting. I don't know all the story. Of course, they're still looking for him, but it seems that this guy had been holding a grudge for all these years and then figured it was time to take his anger out on this doctor, and he rode a bike behind him, then got in front of him, and as the doctor was coming up on him, he shot him to death. So, I think what we can learn from this, and is that, once again, you can't rule out anything, even when, in murders or disappearances, and you think that, well, surely somebody wouldn't want to try to get revenge on somebody from years ago. You just can never tell. So, if we look back at some of the cases that Unfound has covered, and maybe we're thinking, well, surely that couldn't be the reason that person disappeared. Well, if some guy is going to hold a grudge for 20 years over his mother's death and then get on a bike and murder a doctor on the way to his work, then I think just about anything is possible. I, of course, hope they catch the guy. They're thinking that he's probably committed suicide by now somewhere, but we'll see. Michelle says that she loves peanut butter. Christine, good to see you tonight. Jillian, I see your wave. Thank you. Angela says, I have Incredibles on my tablet, and I'm 59. Angela, you and I obviously have very similar movie tastes. Barbara, great to see you. Jill, great to see you as well. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Carrie says, that sounds rather odd. You're talking about the shooting? I agree with you, but that's what the cops are saying, and I don't have any reason to not believe them at this time. So, but we were right a couple weeks ago when we figured that this was a targeted shooting. And it's kind of, Sherry said he's going to jail. Sherry, I agree if they don't find him and he's dead already. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. It's 20-year holding a grudge. I'm wondering, what finally pushed him over the edge after 20 years? Why didn't he get a revenge at the time, or 5 years after, 10 years after? Why was it 20? I don't know if we're ever going to know that answer. I don't know. Christine, thank you. I deeply appreciate it. So there was that. So that was news that just came out today, and they're on a manhunt for him. They went to his residence. He wasn't there. As far as I can remember, they didn't say be on the lookout for a certain type of car or anything. So I don't know what to think right at this point of where he might be. It very well could be shot this guy and then went somewhere and killed himself. I don't know. So there was that news. Let's go back and see if I can answer another question. Dorothy asked me, I think, a very, very interesting question. This is a question I've not had before in regards to Unfound's cases. But she asked me, if I had my choice, what place would I go to? Of all the disappearances that Unfound has covered, which place would I like to visit, maybe to get a better idea of what happened, more insight, etc.? I think that's a fascinating question. I think it's really a good one, considering recently I was just down not far away from where my parents live, checking out